Iceland, wouldn't you say?
I maybe wouldn't say that, but I'm kind of trying to be active in many different ways. I don't host myself, but I try to provide all kind of help and discounts, and if people turn to me and ask for advice or anything, I try to be helpful there. And unfortunately, like I said, I can't host because I just have a single room.
Right, but you're hosting an event. Do you do that every week?
Yeah, I do that every week. Well, there's a girl that started this. I did this a few years ago myself, but then there was this girl that started up the events, and I just came in as an organizer, and she went away for a while, and I took over, and every week it is, every Thursday.
It's every Thursday, and always at the same location, either?
Yeah, in Vestergata number 2.
Yeah, it's a nice little house, sort of on a corner.
It's an old house that got put there and got rebuilt there, so yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. So if you're a couch surfer, or if you're just interested in meeting couch surfers or finding out about it, that's every Thursday at 7.
Yeah, and it's quite easy to find on our site, on the Couchsurfing. Just go under events and search for Reykjavik, and then it comes up like events in Reykjavik.
Okay, interesting. Hey, you were telling me something a few minutes ago that really astonished me about couchsurfing, how it got started.
Well, the thing was, there was this guy that started it. He kind of wanted to go to Iceland. His name is Casey Fenton. And in 1999, he wanted to go to Iceland, and he didn't have much money, so he sent a request kind of for asking people to host him, the students. He sent out, I think, 1,500 requests and got 50 offers. So he came over, and after that he started it, and I think it got started in 2003.
Is he British, American?
I think he's either American or Australian. I'm not quite sure, but he is, I think, considered to be the founder of couchsurfing.
But you've done it. You've couch surfed yourself in other countries, yes?
Oh yeah, I've been around a little bit, and my main thing in it actually is to meet the locals, because if you meet the locals and mingle with the locals, you get all kind of information that you don't get as a regular tourist. Mm-hmm. You get to go to good restaurants, you get to see some spots that maybe the tourist information doesn't kind of feel like it's very interesting, but it is, because it's a part of that culture and stuff like that. And for example, to name one, in Cambodia, I stayed there with a couch surfer in a small village called Sophie Village, and it's nearby Siem Reap, where there is a place called Angkor Wat, which is a very famous place in Cambodia, North Cambodia. And I met all 4 of the couch surfers that were in the area, and I stayed actually with 2 of them. I stayed 3 nights with one of them, and I don't think they hosted, but anyway, I ended up staying with another one because he insisted. He invited me to his house for dinner and stuff like that, so he insisted on me to that.
Yeah, you meet great people.
I got so many friends. I went to Basel in Switzerland, for example, the other day, and two couch surfers, and one night I ended up going to a fondue evening with some of their friends, and with the other one I went to a party at a pub with his friends. So I mean, all that kind of thing happens, and you get some good friends. I am still in touch with many of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as I said, I started to do it about a year ago, sort of by accident. I actually met a couple of backpackers who were sort of stuck in the rain, and I just said, "Oh, okay, you can stay with me." And then the experience sort of opened me up to couch surfing, which I'd never considered, and now I feel like I have some lifelong friends.
Well, I started out from a thing called Hospitality Club, which is about the same concept. But I decided to go in couchsurfing instead. I heard of it through the Hospitality Club. So, I mean, and I don't regret it. I've been in there since 2005, I think, and been quite active most of the time. And we've had some great meetings. And the meetings are also about people getting together, and then somebody is telling the others that he wants to go there and there, and then somebody else jumps in and says, "Oh, I want to go there too," and then we can share a car or whatever.
It's such a great idea. I don't know why anybody didn't think of it before, but you know, it occurs to me that a certain type of person is a couch surfer. People who are a little bit more outgoing, definitely more adventurous, wouldn't you say?
I would say that, but you can find the whole thing. I mean, there are even families doing couch surfing. People
Really?
with kids and everything.
Really?
Yeah. You can see that. It's not very common, maybe, but it's there.
Yeah, you would have to find somebody with a big place.
Yeah, of course. I mean, and I'm a little bit picky, both because of myself and considering the others. I have to admit I snore, so...
So when you're staying with them, do you give them a heads up?
Well, I really don't. I look through the profiles. That is a very important thing. If you're in it and you're hosting or you're going to stay with somebody, read the profile.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's very important, and I usually go through it that way that I maybe don't have to stay in the same room as the person that kind of, is hosting me.
Mm-hmm.
Both because, well, it makes me feel better, and it's not for the luxury, it's just for considering the other people as well.
Right. And really, couch surfing, it's not like you're getting a hotel. You're just having a place to lay your head at night.
Yeah.
And I find like the couch surfers who come to visit me, they're almost never at home.
Yeah,
they just take off.
Yeah, that's what I like to do. Even staying with my friends in Madrid once, that are not couch surfers but friends. I try to be out of the house early in the morning and come a little bit late, because otherwise they would be running around me, feeding me and all that.
Right.
It's about the same in the couch surfing. I don't want to be kind of a burden, if you can say so, but I want to be there and like I said, people have invited me to different things. I had a great party, for example, there in Cambodia, where I ended up eating raw beef marinated in blood and chili.
Really?
And there was a whole cow on the barbecue, and we were drinking like stacks of beers.
Wow.
I had one in my hand, and there was one open on the floor and one unopened on the floor.
That's funny.
And everybody wanted to say cheers with me, because I was the only person. This was way out of everything.
Well, I mean, we don't have time to go into it now, but I can tell you from talking to you the other night, you have a lot of stories of interesting things that happened to you.
It's been a very, very great time and fun time at the couchsurfing, really.
When you go on the website, what is it? Couchsurfing.com,
yeah.
I think.
I think it's .org. But it's
.org.
Yeah, but if you just Google, you
Google
find it.
Couchsurfing.
Yeah.
And you mentioned it briefly, but for people who don't know, there are references.
Mm-hmm.
People post references. So for the most part, I think it's by far the majority positive experiences, but you have to check it out just to see if somebody had a negative experience.
I've heard about a couple of them here in Iceland. One of them was pretty bad and was not an Icelander involved.
Right.
But from what I have heard, and we have 33,939 members by the list of it that I saw in Iceland. Not all active.
I had
no
idea.
Yeah. But for example, in Akureyri there are 797. But a lot of those people are foreigners staying in Iceland.
Right.
So they kind of come into the community in that sense. But yeah, like I said, I've heard a couple of bad ones, but most of the time it is, I would say pretty much all the time, it is really good.
Yeah, I have to say, it's not just something that I would say, oh, that was okay, but I mean, I've really liked hosting people on Couchsurfing. So if you're interested in Couchsurfing, I suggest you go to the website, or you come on Thursday nights at 7 at Eva Simpson Bookstore on Vestergata 12, right?
Yeah.
Vestergata 2,
Yeah.
where you'll meet Brai and you'll meet other couch surfers. Both of us, I think, recommend it. It's a really good experience. It opens up the world to you, and it's nice to do something nice for another person.
And even sometimes it is, like some person is in a need of couch or a place to stay. If they come down there, it has happened that they get a couch and everything. And just if you go on Couchsurfing and you want to stay with somebody, read the references.
Right.
Read the whole profile of the person that you're going to stay with. It's very important.
Yeah, because once you're here, then you're stuck.
Just a warning, a girl going to stay with somebody, don't stay with a guy that only takes in girls.
Okay. All right. Hey, thanks so much for coming in. It was really nice talking to you. Again, Thursdays at 7 at Ida Simpson Bookstore downtown and Couchsurfing.org. We think you're listening to 89.1 Radio Iceland.